Hey guys, and welcome back to the Infinite Adventures podcast. Now, before I get started, I do want to say I might be a little bit quiet for this intro, but that's mostly because I am literally recording this quite a few past one. It's about to be 1:45 in the morning, and everyone in my home is currently asleep, so I didn't want to really talk too loud, so this intro might be a little bit soft, and I do apologize for that. But I need to get an intro recorded, and the episode is actually going up tomorrow as of me recording this intro, so gotta do it now. But this will be a quick intro, and I'm actually not going to do a recap for this episode, mostly because everything that happened last episode wasn't really big or had big story affecting moments. With the only really interesting stuff that happened was after defeating these assassins that were sent to the group, John found this weird little interesting thing of one of the assassins vanishing out of nowhere, and only thing left in her spot was the mural of the city that has been showing up all over the town. And that's one interesting thing they found after the whole battle. But other than that, nothing really major story event happened last episode. So not going to do a recap on that. But since I am keeping this intro pretty short, I will say one thing, which is something I haven't said in a very long time, or for a while, is that if you wish to follow our show, you can on Twitter at Sci-Star Comics, SciStarComics, Sci-Star Comics. That is the Twitter account that we use for everything we do, whether it be this show or any other show we will do in the future. That is where we do everything. Second thing is, I am still taking requests, and I will be taking them for a very long time, for those who wish to put in their ideas for critical hit cards and critical FOMO cards. I do have a email address where, for those who wish to come up with your own ideas for cards like that, you can email me. If you want to personally send them to me, you can do so at theinfiniteadventures at gmail.com, and if ventures with an S at the end, so theinfiniteadventures at gmail.com. Or you can also just tweet it at us if you wish, or you can even send us direct email through Twitter. If you do that, you can reach both me and John on Twitter. And if you do it through the email, you'll be sending them directly to me, since I'm the one who uses that email address. But nevertheless, I don't want to keep this too long. Like I said, I'm recording this intro pretty late at night. Don't want to keep talking. Don't want to wake anyone up. So, like I said, if you wish to follow us, we have our Twitter account, at Sci-Star Comics, and if you wish to send us any ideas for critical hit or critical fumble cards, you can do so by tweeting at us on Twitter again, sending us direct email through Twitter, or directly emailing us at theinfiniteadventures at gmail.com. So, without any further ado, we're going to kick off to the show. So guys, here goes episode 46. Please enjoy. Okay, now, welcome back to the Infinite Adventures podcast. How is everyone doing today?
We're doing mighty fine today, actually.
I'm sorry, can I have John back?
No, we've taken quite a bit of a break, and you're going to be getting me instead. My name is Percy, of course.
How dare you introduce a character?
How dare you! I did not virus that motherfucker for you to bring him back in this.
Also, he didn't haven't turned into a chaotic cowboy computer yet, so.
By the way, if you have not already heard, We got someone back. Someone's back again. It is good Sir Don.
Oh!
Say hi, Don. Welcome back.
Hello! I have returned. I am in a much better mood than I have any sort of right to be.
Boo! We missed the old shitty Don. No,
Yeah,
seriously,
Don was always
eat
your liver.
You know what? That would probably be better for my liver than me having it now.
Man, you've been drinking that much?
Yeah, let's just say it's not alcohol. Let's just say it's something else that's worse for your body.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
I was going to say Monster Energy drinks, but sure, let's go with that.
Oh, Mountain Dew with extra caffeine.
John's not the gamer, dude. He doesn't drink Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew is
John
disgusting.
is the least gamer out of everyone in this.
I don't play video games! What do you want? I played Super Smash Bros. For the first time in goddamn months for like 20 minutes and I had a blast and I haven't touched it since.
Why not?
That is.
I played the hell out of Banjo-Kazooie.
That is a tragic story. Hopefully they'll make a documentary about that. Okay, so yeah. I hope everyone's feeling good. I hope everyone's happy. I'm excited to get back to playing. God, I really miss playing sometimes.
I thought you were going to say, I really miss Phil, and I'm like, come on, David, you can't say that every time. Behind the scenes, it's always, I miss Phil.
I mean...
I'm not that bad, am I?
No, that's not the problem. It's not a replace you thing. It's by the way, absolutely love cast, great system, great service, but it only lets 4 people record.
Yeah, I don't know why it's hard. I'm not a computer programmer or whatever or anything like that. I don't know how hard it is to program something to be able to record 5 people. I would think it shouldn't be that hard. I don't know if it's a programming thing or maybe like a storage thing. I have no clue. But I mean, come on, cast. We love you.
Come on.
We love
I pay
you.
a lot of money for you.
Give us a 5th person. Give us a 5th person.
Just let us have a 5th person. This isn't like Game Freak. We're not asking for 150 more Pokemon. we're not asking for the rest of them. We just want a 5th person.
I'm sorry, I have my TV on, and I have, like, my Google Cast Chrome attached to it, and it's flipping through pictures in the background. The picture that's on right now is so damn cool. It's that circle thing in Paris, where people just drive around in a circle. That looks, like, so cool. Nevertheless, we'll continue going forward. I guess no one was interested in that. We last left off with, a good old Mr. Sunday leaving. And a battle ending. And also, Anya, long story short, I don't think you guys will be welcome at the Stain anymore.
What did you do?
They brought in a halfling to look at the brutally decapitated bodies that they left. And, yeah, there's that.
Damn it, guys.
Meg said she'll take care of the bodies. I didn't even know Meg can do that, but I guess she's gonna do that now. And, so yeah, she'll take care of everything. The last thing she said is for y'all to get to the Sleepless Agency, because Anya has awoken. And I'm guessing that is where you guys are heading, unless you want to make any pit stops on your way down there.
Well, here's the thing. Anya's awake. We gotta go find that. We gotta go find her.
Find her? She's at the Sleepless Agency.
No. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to go there now is what I'm saying.
We are.
Yeah, that's what I'm
David
asking.
just said if we don't have any pit stops.
If
I don't
you
want any
if
pit
you
stops.
want to go to
That
pit
is the
stops.
question I'm asking. A simple no would have clarified that whole thing.
I want to go see Kel really quick and just, like, fish with him for an hour. Can I do that? This is like a video game, right? Like, this thing is like, we can put that on hold and go surfing really quick.
Boy,
Anya's
I haven't
awake.
done my Anya voice in weeks.
Okay, so that is the plan. You guys will be heading to the Sleepless Agency to see Anya. Okay, before that happens, we're gonna we're gonna do a little sidetrack here, and we're gonna do a little bit of time traveling, and the time travel will be a few minutes, before all of this has happened, and technically there'll be more. I'm gonna rephrase that. It could be a few hours before all of this happens, and it's actually gonna be back when you first brought Anya back to the Sleepless Agency. So we're back at that moment where you guys are, where Siobhan is bringing y'all back to the Sleepless Agency, and again she tells you, lay Anya down on the couch. I think I can use that term. I don't know when the term couch was invented. But she tells you to lay Anya down, and she would go bring Winter and Cesadiah back to the agency since you guys arrived, and we can go over everything that has been happening. During that time, I said that you guys have had a shitty day to start with, an exhausting day, and you guys were not able to keep your eyes open in a sense, and y'all guys fell asleep. And then, y'all woke up and were dismissed. At that time, the camera stays on Anya, and we see her eyelids. That cool thing when they do when they're shut, and they're like flipping back and forth, going crazy.
Flicker.
Rapid eye movement like crazy.
Yeah. We see her sweating a bit, and the screen goes dark, and we reappear in a empty void, all black. But we hear small rumblings. Think of the scene in Jurassic Park where they're stuck in the jeeps and they just hear the steps of the T-Rex as it like slowly approaches, just like a and it slowly starts to get a little bit louder and louder. And Anya, you hear that. What do you do? It feels like your eyes are closed. That is why we're in this void right now.
Well, I'm trying to open my eyes, and probably the only words coming out of my mouth at the moment are, "What in Callistria's left tit?"
Oh, I miss you, Don. Oh.
Okay, if you're going to open your eyes, there's nothing that stops you from doing it. You open your eyes. And as you do, it looks like you are on your back in the middle of nowhere. You feel, now that your eyes are open, you kind of feel your surroundings now. You feel that you're laying on hard ground, cobblestone maybe. There's like a few pebbles just jabbing your back that you're now starting to feel. You look up and you see that you're staring out into the black sky. There is you see hundreds of stars, but we're at dead night here. And again, you're just laying on your back, and now you're starting to hear that rumbling start to get louder, but instead of being one sound, you start hearing it as something more than that, almost like a stampede in a sense. But you're on the floor, laying up, looking at the dark sky. What do you do?
Get up, look around, see if I can see what's stampeding.
As you do, you find that you're kind of wedged in between a small little valley. You can't really see beyond that. There's small little hills that are obscuring your view. But if you wish, you can. They're not difficult to climb. They're not like really steep slopes or anything like that. You don't feel exhausted or anything like that. You feel like your normal self. If you wish to walk up one of the little inclines or up one of the little hills, you are more than free to do so. If you want to do a perception check where you're standing, you are free to do so too. Whatever you prefer.
A quick perception check where I am first. then head up the hill.
Okay, give me a quick perception then.
Nat 20, totaling out at 30.
Ooh, nat 20, okay. As you're looking around where you're at, again, you're just like in a small little, almost like a crater in a sense. It's like a very small. You would think that maybe you made this crater or something like that. That's what's going through your mind. But
my intelligence, that would be one thing that could come to mind.
But again, like I said, you feel fine. There's no scratches, there's no wounds on you. So that quickly.
And I look like
your
me,
head.
right?
Yes, you look you. No difference between age or anything like that. Literally, the last moment you remember going down, it feels like you went down, then woke up right here. So you're percepting, the sky does look weird to you. It does not look like the sky you've seen in Thrashmore. There's way too many stars. You feel like there was way too many stars up there than there used to be normally. But as you look down on the floor, looking around your surroundings, you do feel the stampede growing. You feel the rumbling start to grow, and you actually even see like pebbles on the floor, small stones, just start hopping around of how much force this stampede is creating. But other than that, you don't see anything else.
I should probably get up on top of the incline, make at least whatever is stampeding before me slowed down a little before it hits me. So I'm gonna go up to the top of the incline and look around again.
Okay, give me one more perception check.
16.
Okay. So, as you get to the top of the incline, the rumbling reaches its strongest by the time you get up there. And as you peek through, you do a quick little scan of the whole surroundings. But you don't have to do much scanning because something quickly catches your eyes. As you start basically motioning your head across the land, you see an army of creatures you've never seen before. They're humanoid creatures, but with snake heads. But you've never seen these types of creatures before. And like legitimately just picture a human body and then just a snake head on top. That is what you see. And they are dressed to the max. They are carrying the heaviest armors you've seen, giant shields. You see quite a few with battle axes, a few with long swords, bastard swords, great axes, warhammers, and you see a few in the back getting ready to launch a volley of arrows. And as you're standing there, you turn to see where they're marching at, and as you do, you are quickly frozen in fear, kind of. As you scan through the land, or scan in the direction they're heading, you see 6 pillars made of flesh, with tendrils almost like seeping out of them, hundreds of eyes, hundreds of mouths, and you see that they're all standing at top of hills. You see 3 hills, 2 standing on each one of them, and in between each one of them you see a star stella. And as soon as you see this, the first thing that crossed through your head was the dream that Assad had. You see this, and then from right behind you, you hear a group of men, of these snake people, start approaching you. What do you do?
I have all of my stuff on me, right?
Yes.
At this point, it would make sense that I can tell that this is some sort of dream.
That might be the first thing that comes to your head, yes.
I look to the creatures behind the army, point at those things, and just, what are they?
Okay, as you do that, as you turn around to do this, you see a a large amount of the snake people approaching. It is a lot, and as you point at to these fleshy pillars to ask them what they are, they quickly approach you, and they bump into you, causing you to fall to the floor. And almost like they're completely ignoring you. As they do this, they're just stepping over your body, and as they do, you see a boot come straight to your face, and then you hear a crunch, and then it goes into black. And then you start hearing rumbling, and you feel like your eyes are shut. What do you do?
This time I'm going to open my eyes.
Okay.
I'm guessing I find myself in a crater.
Yes. And you hear a small rumbling. I think you feel a small rumbling.
Go to the edge of the crater, determine where the snake people are coming from.
As you approach the edge of the crater, you see the same thing you saw when you first look up there, or when you first got there. And then right behind you, you hear another stampede approaching from behind you.
I take a quick glance at the stampede. Snake people again, or something different?
Snake people.
Okay. Is there a place I can move to that will not be in their way?
You could go ahead and charge down. Just give me a acrobatics check.
11.
As you jump down, you don't land quite right, and you kind of twist or snap something in your ankle, and you fall down. As you do, the stampede of men or snake people also jump down, and they fall on you, and you just feel their armor and boots just start crushing your legs, your back, your arms, and then you hear another crunch, everything goes black, and then you start hearing a rumbling again.
Get up. Okay, this is getting frustrating. Let's try that again, shall we? Well, that failed.
Same thing happens again.
I die again.
Are you gonna keep doing this plan until it works, or are you gonna take another approach? If you want to do the same thing over again, then I will just be taking a 20 in a sense. If you want to do a different approach, we can do a different approach.
Well, you only told me of one approach that seems viable.
Again, you would just have to do another perception check if you wish, or you can do any other form of check that you wish to do. This is the best approach you saw at the moment. If you still want to take time to look at another approach, you're free to do so. If not, we can just say you keep trying this until you succeed.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if I can figure out a different approach. Even though I'm pretty sure that doing the perception check is going to get me trampled again. Yes.
So, I'll say at the last minute you find a better path, a little bit that's less steep, something you can probably skid down through. Wouldn't require you to do that high of an acrobatics check. You still would have to do one, but it's a lot more safer, and it would actually put you a little bit further away from where the stampede is happening.
You know what? That seems like a good idea. I'm gonna go for that path.
Okay, give me one more acrobatics check then.
14.
And you go ahead and you make it. And you slide down right just as the stampede reaches you. And again, as soon as you finish sliding down, you see this army just, jumping towards, from what it looks like, to these pillar of flesh. And as you do, you start seeing magic being cast. You see balls of electricity, balls of fire just flying throughout the sky. You see volleys of arrows being fired, and you see most of it is missing. Very few are getting through. You also see weird creatures, like weird insects, start to fly down from the sky, not in large numbers, but enough to be causing somewhat of a problem. But other than that, that's what you see where you're at, and you're in a pretty flat area right now. As give me a quick perception check.
18.
Okay, so doesn't feel like it is Thrushmore exactly. you see landscapes that match the landscapes you see in Thrashmore. And by going off what Assad said, and just of your investigation of Thrashmore, you feel like you're in Thrashmore before it became, a city, sometime in the very past. Right now, you're stuck in basically the middle of just empty surroundings. You do see the army approaching from right behind you.
Didn't I just get away from them?
I mean, yes, but like I said, this is a giant army.
Alright, I'm going to look for another safe spot to not get trampled.
Give me a perception check.
19.
Okay. You find a path you can take if you wish. But if you choose to take this path, will put you closer and closer to where the battle is heading.
I'm okay with getting closer to the Star still.
Okay. And so,
I'm intending to investigate these giant pillars of flesh anyway. But I'm intending to do so in a way that doesn't get me killed.
Okay. So, as you
Again.
I got you. So, as you're running towards down the path, you hear a giant explosion. And you look up and you don't see where the explosion came from. You see almost like an invisible force hit a piece of a small little hill, and it launches a huge chunk of rock towards you. And before you can even react, you get crushed by it.
And it's dark again.
Yes. And then you reawaken at the same point.
You know what? I'm just gonna try to go straight for the Star Stele.
So I won't make you do any more re-rolls, but so you get back to where you last left off. You find that path again. You start running through it. That explosion happens again. Give me a reflex, since now you know it's coming.
11.
You are not able to escape it, and you are crushed.
My timing sucks.
Yes. Do you wish to keep doing this, find a different route, or we'll just say you get a natural 20 at some point?
Okay, by now I know where the rock's going to hit, right?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to see if I can find a path that does not intercept the rock.
Okay. It will divert you from getting to a Star Stella. The path you're on right now will lead you straight to a Star Stella. So if you want, we can say you keep trying until you succeed.
I'm gonna go for the keep trying.
Okay. And so we go through this motion again, and it probably takes you 10 more deaths until you time it perfectly. And on your 10th try, you barely miss it. And you see there were a few men, snake people, who were usually smaller men. So you can see that they're probably close combat fighters that were right behind you, that missed their reflex save in a sense, and they were crushed by it, or they were crushed by other projectiles. But you finally make it through, and so then give me another perception check. Okay. And so as soon as you start running through, you see that the army has pretty much surrounded Thrashmore, and you see them jumping all over the place, launching their attacks at these flying creatures that you see. You see the magic users and the ranged attack people just launching their attacks from a distance, trying to get some kind of hit. You're towards the center of the city now, and you see 3 paths you can take to either of the Star Stellas you wish to take. One of them is near the water. The other 2 are basically on the opposite end. One would be where Count Hasterden's mansion would be at your time, while the other one's a little bit on the opposite direction. Which one do you choose to go to? They're both about the same distance. All of them are about the same distance away from you.
I will go path 3 because there's a mansion where the middle path goes, and that probably means that Star Stella is going to get broken somehow, and I don't want to be in that.
So as you start heading towards that, you hear another explosion behind you, and as this explosion happens, you feel like a giant gust of wind, like enormous force, and you are just thrown across, and you land right on some rocks, pointy rocks, and you hit yourself on the head, and everything goes black again.
Getting really tired of dying.
And so, rinse and repeat.
Literally, as she gets back up, getting really tired of dying here.
Okay. And again, your movements are getting a lot more faster. You get back to where you first were crushed by a rock. You feel you have that down, but something changes. And as soon as you try to get through that, you get crushed again. But you reawake and you try again. And you do this 10 more times. And then you finally get back to the middle of the city. You try to go through the third round again, and you get blown across again. You try to see if you can stick the landing here and there. You do that 20 more times. And
I'm currently at 48 deaths.
On the 20th time, you feel like you almost had it. You almost had the landing. And so you try one more time. Do you wish to go down through that path again, or do you want to go through one of the other two?
I'll give the one towards the water a quick try.
Okay. As you go through, that will be straightforward. As you travel straight forward, you you get halfway there, and you see a volley of arrows that are being launched at one of the flesh pillars be redirected in midair towards your direction. And
I'm just looking at the...
Yeah, I think it was like slow motion. You're like, fuck. And
I'm just
like,
glaring at the flesh pillar, just, really?
Hundreds of arrows penetrate your body. And yet you're feeling everything. And if you try to do this again 10 more times. Each time less arrows are hitting you, you're able to hide behind a few rocks, but your timing's a little bit off and you get hit again. But again, you feel like you think you have it down now. Maybe one more chance can get you through it. So there's two ways you feel like you can get through now. Do you wish to try one of those two or go to the last option?
I'm going to try one of those two. And one moment. I'm going to try option 1.
Okay, that's the mansion. Where the mansion would be.
No, I've been avoiding going towards the mansion.
Oh, you've been avoiding the mansion. Okay, so that...
Yeah, the first time was the one that's not the Star Stella that's still standing, that's towards the inland. The second one was towards the water.
Okay, then I misheard that one. Okay, so then you try to go through the one that... Okay, so that one, give me a quick acrobatics check.
One of my worst skills, 13.
You just land good enough to not get hit by anything, but your movement is going to be halved. You didn't stick the landing pretty good. And so you're a few hundred feet away from the Star Stella as you try to approach it. But as you do, you see an army of these snake people already in front of you. And they're trying to approach this as you see that their bodies are just being like hurled in the sky. And as you're trying to dodge the bodies from hitting you, but again, you're unable to do it perfectly because you hurt your ankle. And as you move to the side, someone's weapon was flinged in the air, a short sword, and it stabs you right in the chest. And you fall and die.
See, I'm starting to think that the pillars are directly doing these things.
And then you try this again. You get 30 more times. You are killed again. Some of them through the fault of the soldiers. Some of them through the fault of just the explosions happening around you. But each time stuff is changing, almost like the land is learning around you, and it's purposely making it difficult for you. And so you go through this over and over and over and over and over again. And so you feel like you have died a total of like the time would have been like 6 months you've been stuck in here, and you finally get it perfect enough after that to be a few hundred feet, like very few hundred feet from the Star Stella. And do you try to approach it?
Yes.
Okay. As you start walking up, give me a perception check.
I swear, if I get a nat 1 on this... Okay, not a nat 1. I rolled a 2, so...
Not a nat 1.
A 12 grand total.
Yeah, it's still not perfect.
I'm about to die again.
Yeah, you feel piercings of arrows start hitting you in the back as a volley of arrows is launched, and you don't see it in time to react to it, and you die again. And the land changes around you again, like changing the timings. And so you spend another, what feels like 10 months trying to do this again. Some of it, now you're not just doing it because you're curious about the Star Stellas. Now you're doing it because you feel like...
I'm being challenged here.
Yeah, unless you get... There's no way for you to escape this dream. And unless you get to maybe... You're hoping that by getting to the Star Stellas, you can exit this dream. Because like I said, you feel everything that's been happening to you. You feel being crushed
At this point, pain's an old friend.
But yet it feels new every time. And you try this again.
By the way, I've just got to say this because I've been picking up this general idea. I said it in the chat on Roll20, but Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Seriously.
No, yeah. Think of it just like this. You are dying constantly, and you are being reawakened here, and it feels like it's been about a total of 16 months you've been in this dream, and you've been experiencing every second of it and recalling every second of it, everything that's been happening to you, every single ounce of pain, every information you've been gathering has been sticking with you. And,
sword gets embedded in my gut. This is a deep pain. Explosion. Hey, it gets worse.
You know how it feels, but each time you get stabbed by a sword, by an arrow, get crushed by a rock, it feels so new at the same time. And you spent another 6 months, 10 months, so it would have been a total of 16 months, and you finally figure out the new timings, and you get to the Star Stella one more time. You're a couple of feet away from it, and give me another. Now that you know the arrows are coming this time, you finally figured out your timing on that, and so I won't let you do an acrobatics check on that. But give me a climb check though. 17. Okay, so it's a little bit rough, but you're able to make it to the top. And now you're literally just a dozen feet away from the Star Stella. Is there anything you like to do before approaching it?
Just kind of as I'm walking towards it, I gotta say, as far as torturous streams go, this is pretty fucking creative. Nice job, fleshy pillars. That fucking hurt, because I'm pretty sure it's y'all doing it.
Do you approach the pillar, or do you?
Yes, I am approaching the pillars and the flesh pillars in the stele.
Okay, give me a quick perception check.
20.
20, nice. As you approach this pillar, or as you get over this hill, you see dozens of bodies laying at the feet of the pillar. Dozens. Not suffering any physical damage to them. None of them have arrows, or some of them do have a few arrows, but I would say you're smart enough to figure out that some of the arrows were because of the attack that's happening now, but you see no blood on the floor, so these injuries were done after they died. But some of these don't have any wounds whatsoever. Some of them have died with their eyes open, and you see just complete whites in their eyes. Their pupils are gone, or they're just clouded or something. You're not 100% sure, but you see dozens of bodies just laying at the feet of this statue, and as you go to approach the statue, as you go to touch the statue, which I'm guessing is what you're trying to do.
Yep.
You feel a force of wind hit you, because as you're doing this, you see a large group of snake people also starting to reach the top of this hill, and you feel, as a reaction from these flesh pillars, they've released a gust of wind pushing everyone back. You are one of those, and you fall. You are flung up in the air, and you just fall to your death again. And as you wake up again, you feel like all the timings have changed again, and you spend one whole year trying to figure out these timings again. And you finally do it, and you're back at the pillar.
Just going straight for the pillar this time. I'm not gonna brag this time.
Yeah, give me a quick reflex.
That one. Yeah, I'm dead.
So you are pushed back again, and now you have to spend another year figuring out the timings. You are back at the pillar. Give me one more reflex save. Oh my god!
How the fuck do you roll 2 natural ones in a row like that?
Yeah, Anya's gonna be a little bit unstable when she gets out of this.
That is.
I've been trying to keep goddamn quiet this entire time, but holy shit.
That is another
she's...
year you spend trying to figure out the new timings.
She's been dying every 20-30 seconds for about 5 years now.
Give me another reflex save.
Hey, let's see that one. 15.
15. You finally... okay, so by this time, you just want an out. You don't have any more questions. You don't care about your questions anymore. You want out. Just as you feel like the gust of wind is about to hit, you reach out and grab two swords from two of like the dead soldiers that died at the feet of this, and you grip onto them. You stab them to the ground and hope this is good enough for you to keep you there. And just as you feel like you're gonna lose your grip, the wind calms down, and giving you enough time to just quickly hop up, and you extend your hand and you touch this pillar. As you do, you see every eye on each of these pillars just instantaneously turn to look at you, and then something within you starts to build up pressure. In a sense, you feel something inside of you like grow, and then all you hear is a and you're in darkness again.
I will say that my players in our Friday campaign, I just ended up a time arc with them, and the worst that I did to them was trapped someone in stasis for 3 years. I do have to say, this is much worse.
I mean, yeah, I've been literally dying every 20-30 seconds for 5 years at this point.
It's so, like I said, everything goes back into darkness, but this time you don't hear a rumbling. This time you feel strange, because you hear the sound of water and your eyes are closed.
I'm going to open my eyes, look around, and kind of expect to die.
As you do, you find that you're in the middle of a body of water, underneath the water. And give me a quick perception check.
29. You wonder why I've been bumping up my perception so much.
As you're here, you are dying right now. You are drowning because you try to swing. You're trying to swim up, but you can't find an up in a sense. Everything is in darkness except for your immediate surroundings. So you're trying to swim in one direction, but you don't know if you're swimming up. And so, right before you drown, right before you lose consciousness, you see 2 glowing orbs from what you can tell now is the bottom, the seafloor. And as your eyes are concentrating in this, you see weird tendrils start to reach for you, like tentacles in a sense. and you're trying to make sense of what you're seeing, but you can't. Everything about this thing you're looking at is hurting your head as you stare at it. You see the water around you start turning red from blood seeping out of your nose, and you see the top of the water where you're at. You see a way out, and without hesitating, you quickly start swimming towards it. But just before you can reach the break of the water, you are literally inches away from the top of the water. You feel something grab you from the legs, and your hand can break that little barrier. Your hands are outside of the water, but your head is just too low enough for you to get out. And then you feel a tug, and you are enveloped in complete darkness again. And then you wake up at the Sleepless Agency. And you see Winter and Tessadiah sitting at the table.
Wake up, and the first words out of my mouth, I swear, if I die one more time.
And throughout the whole experience, you've died for over maybe 4 years. And as you see that, which I'm pretty sure you're not saying that to yourself, Winter snaps up and runs towards you to ask how you doing. Are you okay? I did not know when you were gonna wake up. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Let me do a quick physical check. Make sure I'm not growing any new appendages or anything like that.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, I'm telling you what I'm doing.
I'm just curious, because I don't know what Anya would say at this point anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Winter. I think I just had the most painful and annoying dream that anyone has ever had.
You've been out for a few hours.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes. So your friends, Assad and Nestle, I sent them out a couple of hours ago to get their own rest. Hopefully they're still awake. Let me go get them. I'm pretty sure they'll be happy you are not dead or, permanently unconscious or anything like that. Meg, she calls out, and then you see Meg come out. It's like, yes, ma'am. It's like, I need go get Assad and Blue or Nestle. Now tell them their friend is up.
Tell them to get the fuck over here.
Tell them make sure not to stop by and fish or surf or anything like that. Come straight down here. Okay, no
Make sure
shopping
they don't
or
make
anything.
any-
No dilly dally, please.
No trips to Quick Trip.
Hey, real easy way to get their attention. Tell them I had a dream that involved the Stella. That'll at least get Assad off his butt.
How dare you? How dare you?
And so we flash forward to where we last left off last episode. Meg approaches y'all, telling you that something happened to your friend, and he really needs to see y'all. And so a few minutes pass. How many fish do you try to catch before you get there?
Did I get the big bass? I want to make sure I got the. I want to make sure that I got the 28-incher.
You got the 1 centimeter one.
Damn it! They're even using metric.
Okay, so you find a few minutes pass, maybe about 5-ish minutes, and bam, Nestle and Assad arrive. And I don't know what Anya is doing at the moment. Winter left you to think about your experiences. She laid a cup of nice warm tea. She tells you she does not drink, so she does not have any alcohol to give you.
Everyone assumes that. What the?
I don't think alcohol's a good idea right this moment.
Are we in the room with Anya?
Yes, you're in the room with Anya.
Anya.
Anya?
Hey guys!
Look at you. You're still. Yeah, I knew. Look, I knew she would be fine. I told you she'd be fine.
No, you didn't.
Mine's relative.
I walk over there, and I'm just like, hey, I apologize for I apologize for throwing you downstairs and probably hurting you really bad. But
you threw her downstairs.
You threw me down the stairs? Why?
It was the only thing. Look, if I wouldn't have done that, then you would have been at the epicenter of an explosion that would have definitely killed you.
Oh, okay.
You hear Winter in the back. You threw her down the stairs?
I didn't throw her. I kicked her down. That's not the point.
Winter, it's better than exploding. Trust me.
Was I in the... Wait, I got hit by that, didn't I?
Oh, we both did.
Yeah, just like, yeah, it wasn't very pleasant, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I can imagine pretty well right now.
What's going on?
Do you remember your little dream about the flesh pillars landing?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty recent one for me. I mean, that was kind of, I'll tell you what, that was pretty freaky.
Let me tell you a thing! Winter, you might want to get these guys some tea.
Probably at the beginning?
Yeah, but
You
I'm
have
gonna
4
have to
years
skip a
to
few
spare.
parts, because I've got like 4 years worth of a story to tell you.
Did you lose your memories too?
No,
you already
no,
established you
no.
didn't lose your memories, Anya.
No, this was just in the one dream. Dying every 20 to 30 seconds for 4 years.
I look at Nestle, and I look back at her, and then I look back at Nestle. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, Blue, but she said that she didn't have dreams like us.
Yes, that's true. But I whisper back to him, she also read the book.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Hey, Anya, do you still have that book on you?
As long as you guys didn't take it.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe we're a bit concerned that maybe you got into your head a little bit too much.
I'm way more concerned about what's at the bottom of the ocean.
Well,
Okay.
At any rate, let me regale you with an abridged version of my dream.
And then you
Oh,
just
who's
say
gonna
it,
be the
right?
voice actors for these? Can we get Takahata to voice
Oh,
act
God.
Anya?
By the way, little interesting tidbit. I found out that there's a YouTube video, a popular YouTube video, that uses the theme song for our show, Strange Aeons, Something Wicked by Ross Bugden, as the background music for explaining how deep the ocean is. So it's kind of fitting now, I guess. By the way, the ocean is fucking really deep.
I would hope so.
It's very scary. We have not explored a lot. I think we all know that, but when you actually watch the fucking video, I think it's called like How Deep is the Ocean? You're gonna scare your pants off. What's at the bottom of the ocean? I would ask.
It's big, it has lots of tentacles, it has glowing eyes, and it makes your head hurt by looking at it.
So like a super kraken?
I hope it's only that.
Hey, Nestle, does that sound familiar at all to you? Like maybe in a book or something?
Actually, out of character, I am reminded that I actually have a bonus to finding out about weird shit like this.
can I make a check for that or no, David?
Give me a check.
Can I use my dungeoneering?
I don't think Dungeoneering can help you there.
Is this straight intelligence
Just give me a
check?
straight intelligence check, both of you.
Yeah, and mine will
Not
be
new,
plus
Nick.
2 because of the bonus I got from the thing, and I rolled a nat 1. Fuck it. I'm too distracted by dying!
A game.
I'm too distracted by dying!
Oh, I got an 11 total.
So I guess none of us know who Cthulhu is, right?
Apparently not.
Not.
But you didn't roll yours, Assad.
Oh, I get to roll one too?
Yeah,
Cool.
straight up intelligence. No knowledge.
Oh, cool. Watch it. The Sod fucking know who this is. 17? That's better.
Somehow Assad knows
who
who
it
the
is.
fuck this is.
Maybe. I feel like Cthulhu's a higher DC than that. Unless it's not Cthulhu.
Could just be a star spawn.
Ooh,
You don't know what it is that he is talking about, but the description that he gave you does sound very familiar to you. A being with piercing eyes, tendrils coming out of it. You quickly remember the painting. Did y'all bring it with you?
Brought
say yes.
everything with us.
Okay. Well, I think Nestle's the only one that has like a bag that can hold it.
Bold of you to
Yes.
assume.
You gotta tell me first, yeah.
Hey, Nestle, grab the painting. I think that may be that, that sounds familiar. I'm just trying to see if, it sounds like something I feel like we've seen it. I think it's in the painting.
Ah, yes, that painting.
Yes, as soon as you see it, well, it's not a perfect rendition. You feel this is what you saw.
Yeah, could you put that away?
Yeah, no problem. So, remember that lady that was in the cave that we fought?
Fungus lady?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
She worshipped that god.
As you're doing this, Winter takes a seat next to you, and she hears you say this. She's like, "God? What god are you talking about? Can I take a look at the painting?"
Yeah.
Anya's just gonna hand it over, since for some reason it was put in front of Anya here.
Well,
She
because your
wants
hands
nothing
are
to
in a
do with that
perfect-
painting.
Your hands are in a perfect position to look like you're holding something.
Fair enough.
So okay, so she takes it. She looks over it, and she's sitting down here now and like thinking.
So, Assad, your dream, you saw the flesh pillars land and the three little hills and the star stele, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I saw in my dream, at least.
Well, mine apparently started a little ways after that. An army of snake-headed dudes charging to try and kill those flesh pillars.
Give me a knowledge history check. Do you have that?
Me? In just a moment.
Everyone should have knowledge history.
Nope. Not a class skill.
Blue, you can do knowledge checks. Give me a knowledge history.
Dunk, 25. Let him just tell you the history of the world real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing Blue. You hear him talk about like these snake people or anything like that, and something in your head, kind of like a switch flips, and you kind of think you know what he's talking about. You're not 100% sure about like what do you mean snake people. And I'm guessing you go into greater detail on
Yeah.
how they look.
Humanoids, snake heads. Most of them wore some pretty heavy armor. I'm going to be honest, that's the details that the DM has given me.
No, yeah, I got you. But I mean, also you've lived through it for 4 years. You probably would have a better description of it. And as you're giving this description to him, even Winter like pauses for a minute, and Blue, you don't know how you know this, but I guess during your studies, hearing this description just flips a switch in your head, and you actually think these people are the original beings who used to live in Galarian.
Oh my god, we do descend from snake people!
Yeah, so many people think some of the first few mortal beings that lived on Galarian were a race called serpent folks. That is what you think he was describing.
I relay that back to them.
I know this is important and all, but I just couldn't stop thinking about that for a second, Nestle. But why would the first species on the planet call themselves serpent folk? Like, we call ourselves human, we don't call ourselves ape folk.
Winter puts the painting on the table or slides it over to y'all, and she's hearing this conversation, and she was like, well, Assad, they did not name themselves serpent folks. That is what we call them now. That is a very ancient race. Some say there is very few of those people that still live on Galarian, or to put it more, specifically, live under Galarian, in the Darklands. You might not know what that Darklands are, but typically the Darklands are where some of the most vicious creatures and race live. We don't know much about the Darklands because it is too dangerous to investigate. So the few that do make it come back with horrifying stories about their experiences. But yes, the serpent folks were one of the few that are known to have existed when Galarian was created. I'm guessing, not trying to judge you in your intelligence. You don't know the history or that much of Galarian history. Do you, Assad or Anya?
I'll be honest, history's not my thing. I'm more of a chemistry nut.
I mean, I learned about it in school, I'm sure. I just didn't really pay attention too much. I missed the whole snake people thing, though. That just, what the fuck?
I understand. It's all of history is a big blur, to tell you the truth. They don't know when everything happened. There's very few records to date that actually give us a perfect understanding of when things have occurred. These serpents folks, those are in the category of not truly knowing when they came to be. You said you saw these serpent folks and the Starstellas together, Anya.
Yeah,
Correct?
the serpent folk were trying to destroy the flesh pillars.
See, I myself am not extremely knowledgeable on the past as well. I know major events here and there. Of course, there's the age of creation when Galarian was first formed, of course. After that, it is speculated it was the first mortal beings started to emerge on the land. These serpent folks are the ones who are said to be the first ones, which the age was titled the Age of Serpents.
Makes sense.
Also, there, a few years after that, that's when these other races started to emerge. Elves started to travel to Galarian from their home, which is said to be a place outside of here, out in the skies.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Whoa. Elves are extra planar? Or, like...
Not in that sense. There's stories saying that elves did not originate from Galarian. They're from a different world, outside from the stars.
Alright, cool. So, like, it's... Yeah, I get it. History's kind of a blurry mess. I get it. That's cool. When it comes to all of this that's going on, at some point I'm just gonna lose my ability to understand the world anyways, because we've already dealt with so much weird shit. And I'm like 50% convinced that I'm still in a dream right now. But all this is going on right here. It seems to me that if the snake people were from the distant past, this happened, I don't know the time, from like 100,000 years ago? Okay, cool. Whatever magic history you want to believe.
There's no exact dating on when all of this happened. I could be mistaken. It could have been thousands of years ago, but at the same time, it could have been billions of years ago. There's no exact dating on when these stuff started to occur. The only major event that has been given a date was there is an age titled the Age of Darkness. Something fell from the sky, causing a giant destruction. At that time, it is said that an ancient city was lost because of it. I think it's called Aslant. Was the city that was lost by it. That's the only record we have where we have a set time. That happened about 5,000 years ago, maybe a bit more than that. I'm sorry. Again, like I said, I'm not knowledge. I don't have extreme knowledge in history, but I think that's around the time it happened. So the Age of the Serpents doesn't have a clear time of when that occurred. The thing is that no one knows when these Starstellas were built. There's, of course, legends like everything else, like everything has that's mysterious, of who built these or why they were built. Many people thought that the first inhabitants of Thrashmore were the ones that built these Starstellas as a monument to a god, but after observing the writing on these pillars after searching all the textbooks, all how you call it, holy books, to see if any of these symbols matched any known god that thought was completely thrown out. Nothing on these statues or on these pillars matched any symbol to any deity that we know of. Once that idea was thrown out, we started thinking that maybe these pillars were gods to these ancient race. Can't really say how the races were at that time, if they even knew about the gods or the gods that we know of now. Yeah, maybe they created their own god. There's very few that consider that these pillars were created to contact someone from another world, either from a different plane, or some say it was from outside into the skies. But that sounded a bit far-fetched, so that one was quickly thrown out. And the most popular one is that someone just made it just to make it.
I like that one. That one makes the most sense.
But like I said, no one knows when it was built, why it was built, or for what reason it was built. If your dream is fact, and not just made up hallucinations or visions, these pillars are more than just ancient. These pillars are near the creation of the world.
And in my dream, I exploded on one of them.
Well, I mean,
If they're that old, maybe that wasn't just a memory. What if you actually were there?
Please no. Please no.
No, I'm just saying, what if the world was so old back then that reality and dreams were the same thing? Maybe that's a thing.
I thought you were saying that in character.
No, that wasn't character, homie.
That was? Okay.
Yeah.
Anya is now panicking.
Look, here's the thing. We, like, me at least, and I, maybe Nestle to an extent, like, I'm having, like, I'm not joking when I say this, but, like, sometimes I struggle to understand if, like, maybe I'm still asleep or not, because some of this stuff is just so freaking, like, fantastic. It's mind-boggling, it really is. And what if there was a time when the two were not so different, which is maybe why dreams can still interact with reality the way they do.
But, Assad, that's okay. I understand where you're coming from. The world has a lot of stuff in it. Some of them sometimes a little bit more far-fetched than others. So I understand why you would worry about what's real, what's not. I can promise you this is not a dream, but I guess if you were in a dream, make you believe that you were in a dream, they would put someone in your dream to say that this is not a dream. But I hope you take my word on this, and Assault, this is not a dream. I hope that they hurt your heart.
Oh god. I would roll an insight check, but I'm not going to subject us to this, because I will fail.
And then you're going to think you're in a dream. So
This happened already before.
Yeah, I know, I'm not going to do this again.
I have yet to finish the books yet. I haven't finished reading it. For all I know, this is a dream, and I don't even know it.
It's a Lovecraft story. Of course there's always a possibility it's a dream.
But she tells you, look, since I know we're all here now, and I didn't want to keep this for the morning, the fort, Siobhan told me Accuser Amir was not there. Is this true?
Yeah.
She was there, according to our witness.
The little boy, right? He said he saw someone who looked like Omir. Did you find anything to say what happened to her?
We have that letter, don't we? Is that not related to this? Melison's letter. Nestle, you have it, right?
Should.
And then, okay, if you say that it's from her, everyone in this room, with the exception of you two, Nestle and Assad, they all recognize who Melisson is. So even, like I say, even Anya knows who she is, and she knows her as being the person right now who is watching over the mansion for Laos. And so she, Winter takes the letter and goes like, what does this have to do with anything? What does she have to do with anything?
Well, it's no surprise, that we used to work for Lowell's, and there's some shady shit going on. I don't know if maybe the disappearing stuff is related. You know, the whole I was about to say bag lady, the whole there's a witch going around or something. I don't know. That sounds to me that it's far-fetched enough to be associated with Lowell's. Maybe the disappearances are... What if the disappearances are people being jammed into the paintings? And what if Omir was thrown into one of the paintings? That's why you can't trace them. It's because they end up in the other side.
I'm gonna do a quick knowledge arcana check to see if that's possible through magic. 22.
First, both Winter and Anya look at you weird because they don't know what you're talking about paintings and being thrown into them. That's one thing. So, before you do that check, you are confused.
Kind of confused and looking at it funny.
Paintings, people being thrown into paintings. What are you talking about?
The cultists are using paintings to transport themselves from one place to another. Presumably, I would think the dream world. So, the thing is, though, is we saw somebody walk into one, and they left no trace. They disappeared, so to speak.
You saw someone walk into a painting?
Yes, I saw someone walk into a painting. They took my special knife that I just found, but I'm only a little bit pissed about that.
Okay. Also,
she tried to kill me.
Quick thing. I'm gonna retcon that. I'll let you have your knife back.
Shit. Okay, cool.
Only because she wouldn't know it's a returning dagger. So
I know.
I'll say you can have your dagger back. That was just me being a little bit mad that you didn't know the ruling for your dagger. But I'm gonna let my that little bias slip away for this, and I'll let you have your dagger back. But yeah, she did try to kill you.
Yeah, so I am still pissed at her for that. But she left no trace, which means she disappeared. And if you do that to a lot of people, that's a great disappearance.
Is it in a similar manner to the way the mirror lady went into mirrors?
David, can I ask you that? Because I know that when the mirror lady walked in, it's almost like butter, right?
Yeah, it's like butter, like melting out.
Like butter. Is it the same for like the walls?
You didn't actually see her walk into the painting. I said there's a small little roof over where she walked under. All you saw was a flash of light, and then as soon as you jumped out, you didn't see anything else.
No, we didn't actually see her go through it. It was more like a flash of light. We just kind of saw the aftermath. But
that sounds like magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is magic. I mean, like, there's literally no other way you could do it.
But also, you also tried to see if you could go in it, and you couldn't.
Yeah, I really, I tried to get in, but it didn't work on me, so I guess I'm not magic enough.
Okay.
Or you don't follow the right god. There's always divine magic.
With that knowledge check 22, I can tell you that you never heard of paintings or drawings that give you that ability to do so.
Yeah, out of character, the only thing I can think of is gate.
Yeah, and that works totally different. You could open up a gate, and it could stay open if the person leaves it open, but it usually leaves no trace, anything at all. They won't leave a picture behind or anything like that.
And anyone can go through if you leave it open.
Yes.
Nice. Hey, out of character real quick, I am curious. You don't have to answer this. Of course you don't have to answer this. Okay, and if you refuse to answer this and it still happens anyways, I would be okay with that. Are we ever going to fight living paintings like in the Glass Cannon, or no? Because that would be really sick. I don't remember what they did, so it would throw me off guard. I don't know how to fight them. You don't have to answer that. This is entrapment, David.
I plead the fifth, then? I don't know.
Aha! We are going to fight living paintings one of these days.
As of right now, at this very moment, I have not seen any living paintings. Like I said, I haven't finished all the books yet. Okay, so with your Arcana check, like I said, you do know there's quite a few magical abilities that can let you travel. Gate is one of them, but that's a very high effect. Assad or Blue give me a quick list off a few knowledge checks.
I got dungeoneering.
I can tell you right now, the only knowledges I have are nature and arcana.
I know
got
all
religion.
knowledge checks.
No, I don't have religion.
There's arcana, dungeoneering, engineering, geography, history, local, nature, nobility, planes, and religion.
Okay, if anyone has local, because I don't know what to use for this. Okay, anyone that has local, give me local. And Assad, if you don't have that, just give me a straight up intelligence or wisdom, whichever one is the highest for you.
I'm more intelligent than wise? What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, no, dog, I don't know shit. That was assumed, right?
Blue, give me a check. 18? Okay, I don't know if local is really the best one for this, but if it's not, then I'll just count it as an intelligence.
All my modifiers are the same for all of them, by the way.
So yeah, I'll just do a
doesn't
straight up
matter.
intelligence check then for this. If local isn't the best one. The people you were fighting, none of them used magic, so you don't think they are magic users. They felt more just like natural assassins. The only magic they used were wands that one of them had, but you see that she would she tried to never mind, scratch that, because she only used it once, and I think it was like after that everyone was in darkness. But she did have a wand, you do know that, but she didn't seem like she had arcane powers, just in a way to say that she fit more of the class of a rogue without actually telling you she was a rogue. Oh no, wait, sorry, I think she was an assassin. I can't remember if that's actually a class or not. I think that's a class. I don't remember. All you know is that she was not a spellcaster class. So the whole sense of when Anya said maybe you didn't do it because you weren't a spellcaster or didn't have magic, that isn't 100% accurate, because this woman was able to do this thing in a sense, or what I saw things is travel through the painting, but she didn't have any magic.
Maybe there's a code, something. Maybe there's just a way to do it right. But if it's a portal to the dream world, then maybe. And then I look at Anya. Hey, do you think the book has anything on that?
I mean, other than that one particular ritual I told you guys about, don't think it had much there. Not about entering or leaving the realm of dreams.
God, if only we knew somebody who could lock a planar gate or something. That would be great. But I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be able to find someone like that. Mr. Sun is a pretty good contender. I'll tell you that. He was if anybody could have done it, it was probably him.
Well, Anya doesn't know who Mr. Sunday is. I will say...
you should look him up on YouTube. It's not hard to find him.
I will say, I didn't finish actually saying about your Arcana check 22. Your Arcana check, like I said, there is spells you do know that can teleport people, like spell teleport. To have a painting be the thing that is magical is stuff like that. Even if it was to require an activation word or anything like that, requires an immense amount of power to create, because it's a permanent portal in a sense.
And those things are all over town.
And so it requires something extremely powerful to create. It's not something that can be easily done. And if it was if an occultist was the one that created it, or this assassin, or Count Laos, then they're going to be extremely powerful if they were the ones that created it. You never heard of someone ever being able to do this before.
Either that, or they have something extremely powerful.
So and that's the second option that you're leaning more towards. That it's not someone creating it, but it's something that is creating it.
Hey, do you relay that info to everyone else or no?
Yeah.
So maybe if it needs something powerful. What? And I look at Anya and Nestle. Hey, what if we go to one of the star? We can go to one of the star stellae, right? Like, let's go to one. Just, forgive me for saying this. Hit it really hard until we get a piece of it off. If this thing communicates to the outside of our world, maybe it picks up on some sort of cosmic energy. Maybe that's acting as a key. If we can just take a piece of it, we can probably bring it to a portal. Maybe that's a key. We don't know. Maybe the assassins have something on them that acts as a key. Maybe the wand, maybe their knives, maybe just a little like something other. Maybe it's sewn into their robes. We don't know.
Or maybe it's something that they ate or shoved in their ear or any number of things.
Look, I'm sorry. I know it sounds crazy, but like it makes sense to me. Okay. I'm either A, very right, or B, very wrong, and I don't want it to be the second option. It really helps that you watch a lot of conspiracy videos before recording.
But as you're saying this, I mean, Winter interrupts with, okay, it's like, okay, if what you're saying is true, that they're using something to create these portal, these paintings, in a sense, and it's the Star Stellas. Who is doing it then? These Star Stellas are in the outskirts of town. No one has reported seeing any occultists there.
What if they took the third one and started it and used that as a resource?
There's only always been two.
Oh shit. Winter, there used to be 3.
Yeah.
Where was the third one?
I show her the painting.
This painting depicts a different city.
Oh, it's a different city? It is, and I pointed where it is. Because I remember, my character remembered where it was. Thank you very much.
Okay, so you point at the hill where the mansion sits. It's like, the mansion? I mean, there's been stories about, there used to be 3, but that I know of, the mansion has always been there. Are you sure about this?
Absolutely sure.
I specifically avoided going to that one in my dream because there's a mansion there now.
Hey, not for nothing, Anya. If you would have gone to that third one, do you think that maybe you could have sped up the whole... I'm just kidding. He doesn't know that.
I was about to say, if he actually says that, he's gonna get hurt.
Nah, he doesn't know the route that you took every single time. And if you did tell him, he didn't really pay attention. Nah, he wouldn't do that to you. Although he would stab a spear next to your face to wake you the fuck up. I learned that last time.
If you're sure about this, if you really do think there was a third Star Stella in Thrashmore, then we really need to investigate if it's these that are doing this. The thing is that, if I'm correct, these paintings started to appear after Laos left. So that means that someone else is doing this, not him.
Means that someone else has access.
And the only person that has access to the mansion is Melissa. She was left, from what I've heard, in charge of the mansion at the moment, until Count Laos's return. So if what's been happening, it's because of that. We need to put a stop to it. You said you didn't see any more people at the fort, just the boy, correct?
That's correct, unless you count the monsters and the fish people.
No, just the people that have been taken.
No, there was no trace of them either. That's the weird thing.
So what are they doing with them?
If I had to guess, because they experimented with us.
Pleasant.
There's that. They could either be feeding it into something, or maybe they're using the brain as a resource, like a power resource.
What are they trying to do? Look, we need to investigate this as soon as possible. We need to. If you really think it's the Star Stellas that are doing this, we need to go there as early as we can. We can investigate that, and then if our assumptions are correct, Lou and Anya, or Nesso and Anya, I'm gonna have to ask you for one more favor. Assad, you can join us if you wish tomorrow, but I know you said you are done.
Oh, I had another vision kind of thing. I didn't have the vision. I'm kind of stuck here, so I'll help you out.
And you see her perk up with a smile. And she said, well then, I rephrase this. Anya, Nesso, and Assad, I will need you to do one more favor for me. Is to find that third Star Stella. If it's not already destroyed. Because if our assumption is correct and the Star Stellas are the ones that are creating these portals, then they can hold way more dangerous magic than we are aware of. You would have to go back to the mansion.
I'm not touching any intact Star Stella.
Oh yeah, I kept forgetting. I meant to say, the force you felt that it caused you to, what you assumed explode, did not come from the Star Stella. It happened.
Okay, so it came from the flesh pillars.
Yeah, you felt that it came from them.
In that case, she definitely wants to walk up to the same Star Stella and just put her hand on it. And just look around her.
So, she tells you that...
Oh!
Yes.
Anya.
Yeah?
No, you... this is probably something I'd have to ask you later, actually, to be honest. No, you're good. I'll ask you later. In a more appropriate place.
I'm not going to comment on that.
It's about a fucking trident, okay?
She says that it's late now. It is pretty late. It's about maybe 9 o'clock. 10, maybe close to 10. She tells you that if you wish, we don't have to do this today. She wouldn't want to do it today right now. It's too dark outside. She wants to make sure that when if it is something up and there is something happening up there, they don't want to be ambushed or anything, so they want to go as the sun is up, just to make sure. But yeah, it is. She tells you you're free to go if you wish. If you want to hang around a little bit longer, you're free to do so. But again, she tells you y'all can head back to y'all room at the stain.
Yeah, I've got a few things I need to do anyway.
Hey, Anya, before you go, we're not allowed in the stand anymore.
What did you do?
Is Winter still in earshot of us?
Well, she went to go sit down at the table and everything. And as she says that, she looks up and she goes like, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you didn't beat up and kill anyone, did you? I mean, you really want that happening again?
Okay, in my defense, they were evil. Or trying to kill us. Or neutral and, hired to kill us.
Assad?
They're cultists. They were assassins!
What?
I would have died!
What did you do?
I pointed at Nestle. He cut their head off!
Okay!
That's not my fault!
What did you do after that?
We told somebody about it. And then we jumped out a window and ran away.
Alright, and here's where I do a melee attack to slap you upside the head.
I see
Is that a
Meg,
real assassin that's about to come and attack us?
Yeah, as you say that, Meg walks in, and Mr. Sunday walks in. Mr. Sunday walks in too, and he comes in and goes like, I heard he got kicked out. Decided to help this beautiful young lady in carrying your stuff. And so he brings all your stuff and dumps it on the floor.
Okay.
And you see Meg walk in, and she has like a horrible expression on her face. And she brings your stuff up, and she's like, yeah, your guys are not going to be allowed to stay at the Stain anytime soon.
Ooh. Sorry about that, Meg.
Am I kicked out too?
She shakes her head, or nods her head, yes.
Fuck.
Oh, they had better not break my equipment. That stuff's expensive.
And then as she says that, oh, yes, and this was also there, she opens the door and your raven flies in. With a
Anya
note
is
on the
now
foot.
petting the raven.
There is a note on the foot.
I take the note. I read the note.
You read the note? Okay. On the note is a message from one of the higher ups at the Pathfinder Society. Basically, just giving you a quick thanks for choosing to stay in the job. There is a little sentence one more time saying, if you wish to step out from this mission, again, you are free to do so. And then at the bottom, it says, also, we would like to inform you that if they choose to continue, if they choose to continue to follow you in this mission you have taken upon, we will grant them honorary Pathfinder Society members. And it puts Nestle and Assad's name on there. Also says, if they are to complete this mission with you, they'll be full-fledged Pathfinder Society members. But on the bottom line, it also says, and it says in parentheses, don't have to read this to them. And parentheses, if they die, we will also honor them as Pathfinder Society members.
Well, John just turned into a ghoul.
So you guys are now Pathfinding Society members for as long as you stay with Anya. And if you finish the mission with Anya, you'll be full-fledged Pathfinder Society members. Don't screw
Hell yeah,
this
I'm
one
a fantasy
up,
Boy
please.
Scout now.
Please don't screw this one up. And so the night, I'm guessing you tell this all to Winter about the whole issue you've been going through. She doesn't have space for y'all in here unless she said the only space you have are these couches. You're free to sleep on them. And if you choose to do so, Mr. Sunday leaves as he fidgets around with Assad's bracelet, and he leaves. And so then morning comes, and damn, wait, Don, how do you have 4 David points? Oh, those are half a David points. Never mind. I almost got scared for a minute. I'm scared.
I'm going to say, before going to sleep, I am going to do my extracts from the day and then turn them to potions.
Oh, also, the ruling. I have a friend of mine who listens, and he was telling me I was doing that wrong. You can only create... It takes you 1 day to create 1 potion. So you can only create 1 potion. Because you said that potions don't count as alchemy stuff. Even though you do use that skill, they're still just potions. So there's no time difference. You can only... It takes 24 hours to create 1 potion. So you can make 1 potion.
And that's 24 hours staying in the same spot. So essentially, it is a very non-useful skill.
You have 2 alchemist kit. So I can say you can leave 1 to make your potions. And then you have your other alchemy kit to make your extracts. You just have to leave it for a day, and then you come back.
And leave it to the potential of being poisoned.
I'll just make you do, like, you'll just have to do 1 check, and that's it. Yeah, you also risk someone tampering with it, but you feel like if you leave it in the Sleepless Agency, you'll be okay with it. But other than that, you get all your stuff settled. You recover your HP, which was your level times 2 plus your con. And morning comes. So I can heal yourself up if you wish. Winter comes up to you and tells you if you're ready to go to the Star Stella.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we heal back the full or something else?
No, I just said your level.
2 times our level plus your
plus con.
constitution.
2 times our level
Plus con modifier.
plus con.
So 12 plus
Okay.
your con.
Well, there's that, and then what's my con modifier? Of course it is.
What are you doing?
Getting health back. I'm at 41 out of 80.
Everyone ready to go to the Star Stella?
Oh, we're just gonna start with the Star Stella?
I mean, unless there's anything you want to do in between there. You said
David,
you like
letting you know, I am making the dexterity mutagen.
Yeah, you gonna want to star swipe to the Star Stella, or are you gonna want to stop by somewhere and do something? This is all up to
We
you.
should star wipe there. We really should star wipe there unless somebody wants to buy something. Oh, hey Anya, real quick, I was gonna ask you. I don't remember if I asked you this earlier when we were in the fort, but I handed her the trident that I have. Does this have magic in it?
I do not know how to detect magic. I'm sorry.
I already gave you all your magical items.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we were gonna sell the trident. That's what we were gonna do.
Everything that had magic, I already read off to you.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Also,
we were gonna sell the trident, I believe.
Dawn, your wand has been completely depleted. It has no more charges, but you do have...
Which wand? I have 2 of them.
The wand of cure light wounds.
Holy crap, they used up 36 charges?
Yep.
The hell were
Yeah.
you guys fighting?
We almost died!
They did. You can keep the wand. Just change the numbers. They found another wand that had 30 charges.
Of course.
So just go down 6 because they found 1.
I'll just hand Anya that one.
So then, okay. So if everyone's comfortable with star swiping, we'll get to the Star Stella, and if everyone's comfortable with that, then we'll get there. And I guess we're going to the one that Dawn went to in his little dream sequence.
That's the one Anya wants to go to.
Wait, hold on. I wanted to buy a crossbow.
Oh yeah, because you can't use mine because it's too big for you.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well while we sell all this freaking supplies, because we have like
Well, I think a
I don't know
crossbow
how
is
many.
just a
We
few
have like
gold
30
pieces.
freaking bows and longbows.
I'll let you trade your crossbow. I'll let you trade one of the crossbows you have for a. No wait, you have a longbow, right? I'll let you trade a longbow for a crossbow. The seller will trade you on that, and then you can trade the amount of arrows you have with boats.
While we are shopping, Anya is going to look at potions.
Well, because
Hey, an in-character reason for why you can't make potions so fast no more? It could easily just be that your mental processes are kind of hampered by the fact that you just died for 4 years.
Yeah!
we'll do the selling off screen and the buying off screen. So yeah, we'll say y'all do a little bit of quick shopping. Maybe I say quick, but it's maybe like about half an hour, a little bit more than that, of just shopping. Make sure you
Sounds
get
about right.
everything you need. You tell Winter that you'll meet her at the by the new chapel, because I think that's the direction. I think that's the direction where the did I delete the map?
Here's the map!
The new chapel is, like, completely away from where we need to go.
New chapel. Okay, so y'all meet her. Okay, so y'all meet her back at the Sleepless Agency, and then y'all head straight towards there. Alright, so we're gonna go to the to the one above the Sleepless Agency, which I think that's the one you were heading towards. And so you do so. Buy everything y'all need, and y'all get there. There is nothing there. You don't see anything special. If y'all want to make sure, you can give me a perception check, just to make sure. But at least just normally glancing around, you don't see anything strange.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a perception. Anya's a little bit paranoid these days.
No, I don't have to fucking roll.
29.
For me.
I think it's understandable why Anya's paranoid now.
Yeah, like I said, you don't see anything strange or anything as you approach. You don't see many footprints or like tracks leading up to here. And Winter can, if you ask Winter, what's with that is like there's not that many footprints up here or foot tracks. She'll tell you that not many people like to visit the Starstellas. Some of them are a little bit creeped out about it just because of their mysterious nature and just why they're here. No one truly understands. But yeah, you don't see anything really strange or weird around you.
Well, Anya's gonna give herself a massive case of deja vu.
Yeah, as you approach this, you get a little bit of flashbacks, like different points of the in that 4 years where you suffered like the most harsh. It's like you remember last time you were standing right here, someone's axe like slipped out of the hand and decapitated you right here.
Yeah, you guys see Anya just duck suddenly.
And then, yeah, as you can say that, like a bird flies, like, right by you, and you clearly just fall to the floor. Just your body reacting by itself, and you realize, look, where Assad was standing, you got lit up by, like, 20 arrows right in your back. And so, like, everything
that was painful. Put my hand on the exact same spot.
Winter tells you, wait, hold on.
Holding on.
Give me a minute. And so she sits there and she extends her hand, and basically she tells you she's gonna see if there's anything magical about it, and she casts the detect magic on it.
Your eyes explode.
No, but as soon as a few minutes pass, and she tells you, as soon as she stops, she turns to Assad and goes, Assad, I think you are correct in this. There is faint but very strong magic in these pillars. Something I've never felt before.
Now can I? Anya's looking back and forth to exactly where the flesh pillars were.
Yeah, and then it's like as you're walking by and you see like the cloud block out the sun for a minute, and you see a shadow cast, and that like scares the crap out of you. For a minute, you're approaching and you feel like you see a shadow, and you swear you think it's the pillars again. And you jump back for a minute, and Winter's like, Anya, you don't have to do this. It's okay.
It's for me that I'm doing this.
Okay.
Hand on pillar.
I'm not going to stop you, Anya, but you can just step back if you want to. And I'm guessing you ignore her, put your hand on the pillar.
Yes. She has to prove that she's not going to explode by touching the pillar.
You put your hand on the pillar, and you do not instantly explode. Do you keep it there for a few minutes?
About 5 seconds.
5 seconds? Okay, nothing happens.
Just kind of breathing heavily. Okay. But this time I would have exploded if they were still here. They blew me up with their
Every
minds.
second you had your hand on there felt like an eternity for you. You were just waiting for that explosion, but nothing.
Oh. Okay. I'm good.
You want to touch it again? Anyone else wants to touch it?
I'm curious, and you can, of course, say no to this, but this thing isn't alive, is it?
It's made out of stone.
It's made out of stone. Well, I mean, you don't know how life works in the universe.
Yeah.
Some people think the sun is alive, because it fits a lot of the descriptions of life.
I'm giving you the information. It's made out of stone. Whatever you want Assad to hypothesize about, that's all up to you, but it's made out of stone.
Alright, cool. Nah, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna put my hand on the thing, just kind of like... I didn't experience the death and explosion stuff, so I'm gonna just kind of like put it on there.
Anyone else want to do this at the same time, or just you're gonna Assad is gonna be the only one that does this at the time?
She touched it earlier, right?
Anya did, yes.
Anya's pretty much like, you know what, why not? This seems entertaining now. And I know I'm not going to explode.
I'm not sure why we're touching this at the same time, but sure.
It is a very pretty rock.
Well, think of what a cultist would do. That's what we're trying to figure out right now, guys.
So all three of y'all touch it? Okay, for about how long do y'all want to place your hand on there?
A few
Anya's
seconds.
following Assad's lead here.
Okay, Assad, how long?
I'm gonna just keep on holding on for a good 5 minutes. I've invested a lot into this theory.
5 minutes?
Yes, sir, 5 minutes. I'm waiting until something happens.
I'm just gonna touch it for 5 seconds.
I already know I'm not going to explode now, so... Cool.
So I'm just waiting. I'm just holding on to
It's
this while
just
you guys
kinda
are already.
weird.
I'm still touching this, and you guys are just in front of me, like hands away from the thing. I'm like, look, I'm telling you guys, something's gonna happen eventually.
Okay.
As long as it's not one of us exploding.
No one's gonna
I
explode,
mean,
Anya.
I do a
It'll be
little,
fine.
like, I touch it, but, like, not, like, really fast. I just do, like, put my hand on it, and then I put my hand away. That's,
Yeah, you caress it.
I mean,
You caress this long, thick pillar. I get you.
if you want me to, sure.
Okay.
I start to move my hand up and move my hand down.
Start from the bottom, dude.
Starting from the bottom to the top. Got you.
I can't go all the way to the top. It's too tall.
Come on, Assad.
Too big.
That's somebody.
Come on,
That's
Assad.
somebody.
Everyone
something.
knows that the best way to do it is a nice ringing motion.
Okay, I'm gonna end this now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your dick joke of the day.
And it's with the largest goddamn obelisk in this campaign so far.
It's about like 12 feet tall, I think. If I remember, it's about 12 feet tall.
Oh god, I hope everybody brought an umbrella.
Okay, so you put your hands on it, and Nesso just quickly brushes his hand and takes it off because he's a scared little bitch.
I'm not scared of it. It's just I don't really see the reason
Okay,
why.
and so then Anya and Assad keep their hands on there for a little while. You don't feel any changes, but then few minutes pass, about close to the 5 minutes that you wanted to keep your hands on there for. As soon as that happens, you hear something. Or you know what? Everyone, give me a perception check. Nesso, you can give me a perception check, but Anya and Assad, you're gonna take a -4 to this because.
Okay, 18.
Well, I got a
Something
3
else.
then. Got a 3 perception,
18.
homie.
Okay.
I got an 18.
So, 18. Okay, that's pretty good. Assad, you are concentrating way too hard on this rock. You're putting your concentration on your hand way too much because you really want to know if you're feeling anything that you don't hear this. But Anya and Blue, right behind you, you hear the rustling of bushes. And then you hear murderer.
Oh, fucking Christ, of course.
God damn it, this guy again.
Blue, you see Hershey appear from the bushes. Assad, give me a quick will save.
You don't like the sound of that. 20, dog!
As you pull your, you hear them react to this, which I'm pretty sure Blue and Anya would react to this. You try to move your hand from the pillar, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
As you start hearing a voice in your head yelling out, "Decay will come. My time is close." As you start shaking and your eyes turn pure white, as your eyes go to the back of your head, and you see that creature in the painting, a vision of it, standing right in front of you, and it seems like you're in a body of water, and you see that it's making eye contact with you, yelling out, "Decay will come, my age is near." And now you have Hershey approaching from one end, and Assad is stuck on this pillar. I need two of y'all to roll for initiatives, while the other one, Assad, you're just gonna stand there until something happens. But we'll do this next
I'm
time.
aware. Oh god. Well, I can't wait until Red Gyarados comes and kills everyone.
Hurry up, catch it. It's a shiny.
You know, just like that game, I'm like a lake full of rage right now.